How's it going, pilots? I hope everyone watching this video is having a great day and learning a lot and enjoying your flying experience. If you're not, just take a step back, take some deep breaths, and remember that you're learning how to fly an airplane, and that's really, really cool, and it should be done joyfully. And if it's not, then maybe you need to make a change. Maybe you need to find a new instructor, a new school, because it should be joyful. And I just want you guys to remember that. All right, let's get to this video. So I'm going to go over some ground training options. This is to help. I didn't know I had these options. I thought I just had to go to a school once a week, pay $700, I think it was. I thought that was my only option. I didn't know there was different options. Specifically, if you are under a Part 61 flight training, you don't want to do the Part 141, which I have another video for that, which you guys should check out. But if you have that flexibility, you have many options, and I'm going to go over these options right now. So let's get to it. All right, so basically, what's the goal of ground training? The ground training is to, one, learn all the knowledge a pilot needs to know, enough to be able to pass the FAA written test. But to do that, you have to get an endorsement from an instructor. Okay, so that's the key. You have to have an endorsement to take the test, and then you got to pass the test. All right, so you could do that by attending an in-person ground school. That's what I did. I didn't think I had any other option. To find those, you can search by state and zip code at the AOPA website. I'll put a link down below in my description, and you can do that. It's just a classic, standard, school setting, classroom setting. They also have some that are taught just in one weekend, right? It's like 2 8-hour days and $300, and that's one way to do it. I think that all that information would just be out my head a week later. So I mean, if you want to do that and then take the FAA written the very next day, that's one way to do it, but if you really want that information to sink in, I don't recommend that. Then there's some that are, as I mentioned, that are taught in multiple sessions 1 day a week. That's what I did in a typical classroom setting. So each class is about an hour or 2 hours. And so at these in-person ground schools, the instructor, he or she, is going to be the one teaching the class. And then he's going to give you some quizzes or a test at the end to basically see how well you know the information. And if you score, a certain amount, and they usually give you a few tries, then he or she will give you an endorsement, a handwritten endorsement. They'll sign it, and they'll hand that to you. So that's nice. You can get the endorsement right there in person. Okay, now the other option you can do is an online ground school. Okay, so I did a Google search for a bunch of the most well-known ones, and they all have different type of packets you can get. This is probably the cheapest school you're going to be able to find, because it's online videos, it's online courses and quizzes, stuff like that. So it really allows you to save some money, do the training at your own speed, at your own time. So if you're someone that has responsibilities, you got a family, you got a full-time job, this would be a great option. I wish I knew about this option when I did it. I love studying on my own. So anyways, I did a Google search of some of these. You got King is a very prominent one. It's about $279, and you get lifetime access to the material, which I think is very important if you ever need to review it, or which pilots should always be reviewing this information and always have it fresh before they fly. Or if you want to get more ratings, you'll have lifetime access to that material. You got Sporties. It's $249, written and check ride prep. So they also do a check ride prep, because you'll be orally quizzed on your check ride. They'll go through maneuvers and stuff like that too, and you get lifetime access to the material there at Sporties. So it's a little bit cheaper than King's. Then you have 𝐏𝐢𝐥𝐨𝐭, not sure how they say it. It's $109, and it's just for the written test prep, and you only get 1 year of access. So that's probably why it's a little bit cheaper. So that's not so great. I mean, if you want to come back and revisit it, you're gonna have to pay again, which is kind of a bummer. And then you have Fly 8 These guys are great. They do a little bit differently. They do per month. So if you're someone that thinks you can study, you like to just lock yourself in a room and study this stuff really quickly, it's $39 per month. If you're someone that doesn't have a lot of time, it's going to drag on, maybe this isn't the best option, because 4 or 5 months and it's going to start to get pretty spendy. But that's a great option. And then you have Aviation Seminar, which is $229 for written prep, plus 1 year of access to material and 1 hour of instructor consult. So that's a little bit different. So you only get the 1 year of access to the material, but you also get to call an instructor and ask questions for an hour. So that's a nice perk for that. And then you have Angle of Attack, another good one. It's $399 written and check ride prep for 1 year access to material. So this one's probably the most spendy, only for a year of access. I've heard they're good. I haven't taken them myself, but obviously a little spendy. And then you have ASA 2 Fly is $179 written prep for 2 years of access. So again, something slightly different. They're all similar, anywhere from 100 to, I guess, except for angle of attack, $100 to $400. If I were you, I would go for one that has lifetime access to material. King and Sporties are two well-known ones. I think King is probably the most well-known ones, but they're all good. Okay, now, and in all of these ground schools, they have a system set up where they have instructors that they have hired and that they will review. They'll make you do some online tests, but they assess digitally online whether or not you're ready, and they send you your endorsement through over email or in the mail. Okay, so you don't have to go in person or at all. They'll send it to you in mail. So that's really convenient and really nice for all these online ground schools. All right, so the last option here is self-study. So self-study is only going to be available for those of you studying under Part 61. Part 141, you're not going to have this option. That's why Part 61 is nice. It gives you a little bit of more flexibility. Self-study, basically, you can go on Amazon, anywhere, maybe you know somebody who's done it and they have extra books, and buy some real cheap books for under $10, $20. Test prep books from 𝐏𝐢𝐥𝐿, King, any of these guys, ones that have been used. They can be a couple years old. The questions do update, but they're usually pretty similar. You can Google what new things are going to be tested on, so you don't need the new latest and greatest books, textbooks, but you can do that. The only kicker with self-study, so you can buy the books, you can study on your own at your leisure, whatever, but if the kicker here is you're still going to need an endorsement from a certified ground or flight instructor. So an online ground school, they'll send to you in the mail or an email, and then an in-person one, they're going to hand it to you. So self-study, you're going to need to know or get in contact with an instructor and just say, hey, maybe you can find one in the area, and just be like, hey, I don't have the money, I need to self-study. Can you just, meet up with me? I'll give you $50 or whatever your rate is, and quiz me, and then endorse me on the FAA Written. Maybe they'll do it, or maybe an instructor. So that's the only kicker with self-study. You gotta find an instructor to get that endorsement. Okay guys, I hope you liked this video. As you can see, you got many options. If you have any questions on any of these options, please comment below. If you haven't subscribed, you gotta do that. I'm gonna be making more great videos to help you guys save money, save time, and just understand all this pilot stuff better, so you can pass your tests the first time and become a pilot and start flying for fun. How cool would that be? So if you haven't subscribed, do that. And you haven't followed me on Instagram, you gotta do that. I got a lot of free and good stuff on there. So it's @part_time_pilot. So thanks for watching.